Rey Mysterio has been announced that he could be possibly retiring this year at what was it, something in Italy?
Clash of the Castle in Italy.
Yeah. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this?
So, if that is true, they're saying, he hadn't fractured it, couple fractures in his ribs, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But if the rumor's going around that he might retire in Clash in Italy, which is in May, the end of May. I mean, him and Jericho are about it as far as my childhood goes.
So I'm like, he's been doing this so long that like when he was like blowing up, I was younger than probably like my middle kid right now.
Yeah.
So
he started in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he's been going for over 30 years.
Absolutely.
So, hands down a legendary wrestler. There's no question about that. So he began on the Independence in '89. That's the year I was born.
At age 14, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
he started in
96 in
96
WCW.
in WCW.
So I was 7. Again, my middle child right now is 8.
That's 30 years later.
Yeah.
And he's still going strong.
Yeah.
Like, so he is undoubtedly the most famous luchador in the world, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I don't even think that's an opinion. I think that's
some
just
people
a fact.
Some people argue about like what was his name? The Mexican wrestler, El Santo. Is that his name?
I don't know.
He was older. Like, he was in movies and stuff. Like, he was but even aside from that, he's definitely the biggest one in American history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest baby face.
But I'm just saying,
in history.
Worldwide, it has to be Rey Mysterio, right?
I would assume so, but
like, I feel like if you've ever, even if you don't watch wrestling, you know who Rey Mysterio is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I only know the 619 area code because of him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, obviously, legendary career and everything. My question, and can't take nothing away from his historic career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We know more than likely WWE is doing this whole Gunther's the final thing.
Yeah.
Who do y'all think his last opponent should be?
His son.
His son.
Okay.
And his son should actually get over this time?
I feel that it should be a hair versus mask match.
Mm.
And I think, because we've seen that plenty of times in WWE, and I think Dom winning and unmasking him into retirement would be him passing the torch to his son. And then I think Dom should just come out wearing the mask for a few weeks.
And that would make him the biggest heel in all of wrestling.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
Because of how beloved Rey Mysterio is. Mm-hmm. Like, people already hate Dominic.
Yeah.
That's how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
But this would just take it to a whole nother level.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, for us, you're taking away our childhood hero.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, he passes the torch to his son.
Yes.
And now his son is no longer that mid-carder.
Right.
He's now the biggest heel in the company.
Yes.
At that point.
He should immediately ride that to a world title win.
Or at least Money in the Bank.
At least. But I would prefer world title win.
I would too.
Immediately after.
I would too,
that.
but I'm saying if they just be like, Money in the Bank, and then he cashes in at any time.
Right.
Yeah.
Then, you know what I mean? But it 100% should get him to that next level.
Like, Clash in Italy is
May 31st.
May 31st. And they're saying the next one, SummerSlam? That don't make sense. That's August.
Yeah. You completely skip.
They skipping months. But
Isn't Money in the Bank before?
Yeah, it's usually like by June or July or something like
I
that.
thought Money in the
Bank's before SummerSlam, normally, isn't it?
I don't know. When is Money in the Bank this year? September.
Oh, it's in September. Dang,
Hey, that's after SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought it was.
Usually, I thought it was before WrestleMania. No, that was always
No.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But like, if Clash in Italy is the last one, literally, they have nothing between May 31st and August 1st. They literally have nothing.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
That's new.
Yeah, it is.
Like nothing in June or July. That's wild to me. But anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Last year, Money in the Bank was in June.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say it.
So I don't want them to wait till SummerSlam. That's a long.
Mm-hmm.
The year before it was in July. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it usually was before SummerSlam.
So I would say if they're not going to have a pay-per-view in June, I would say have him win it on like a Raw or something. Like I want them to capitalize it while it's still hot. Right. SummerSlam is too long for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Money in the Bank was still in June, I would 100% be okay with him winning Money in the Bank and that same night cashing in and winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I was thinking kind of like, because remember last year Naomi won Money in the Bank and then cashed in at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, it had to be. Yeah, so, but
I mean, same night.
You say, yeah,
win it Money in the Bank, cash it in Money in the Bank.
Oh, like Kane did. That's what Kane did.
Kane did do that.
Yeah, he won and then went cash the same night.
Yeah, he did.
Can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But like, just do that, and it would be like you keep the heat hot on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he does retire in May, and they wait until August, I think the hatred would die down a little bit in that time frame.
I agree.
Yeah, but I would love to see him coming out in a mask.
Yes.
And even the old entrance to where he like pops out of the ground, like who's that jumping out the sky?
I
would to make fun of the fans.
I would love to have them do it and make people think, like, say he does it at Clash in Italy, and the next Raw, that music plays and people think it's Rey like doing his last hurrah.
Yeah,
and he comes out with the mask on. Oh,
it would even be great if they were like, oh yeah, Rey Mysterio's retirement or something on Raw,
final
and then that music hits and it's Dom in the mask. You'd be like, oh my goodness, like
yes,
that's what they should do.
100%.
We know they'll probably be like, oh, feed him to Gunther.
Yeah,
and turn Dominic face so he try to avenge his dad. Like no,
make Dom the biggest heel.
Yes,
already hate it.
Yes.
I think it would be great.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Do y'all remember the first time y'all saw Rey Mysterio?
Yes. I saw him in a match on ECW against Psychosis.
Wow.
Mine was when he got thrown into the trailer by Nash.
Like a dart.
Yeah.
Man, for as long as I can remember, he's been a wrestler. Like I said, I was 7 in 96. I want to say maybe it was like him and I don't even know. Billy Kidman, maybe? I don't know. It was on WCW.
Yeah. I remember, like I said, I remember seeing him in ECW, but once I didn't know his name, I just saw him.
Mm-hmm.
I knew who he was later once he got to ECW or WCW. Mm-hmm. In WCW, when I learned his name, it definitely had matches with like Juventud Guerrera.
Yeah.
He really took off once he started to have the feud with Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Obviously he revisited matches with Psychosis and who was the other one? I remember Silver King, Psychosis.
La Parka?
Not La Parka. Oh, I can't remember his name.
Ultimo Dragon?
Ultimo Dragon was my guy back in the day.
I used to really like Ultimo Dragon.
I loved Ultimo Dragon. I love the Dragon Sleeper. That's one of my favorite submissions of all time. Because who was the Super Crazy. He was in
Remember
ECW. Do you remember the Mexicools in WWE?
I remember the Mexicools, yeah.
Super Crazy was one of them. It was Psychosis, Juventud,
Yeah.
and Super Crazy.
I don't know. Of course, I remember Psychosis and Juventud.
Yeah, like I'm trying to remember the Luchadors. That
Was he a Guerrero?
Huh?
Was Juventud a Guerrero?
Guerrera. His
okay.
real name isn't Guerrero though. I can't remember his name.
Is your thing locked?
It's not connecting.
What's his name? Super Crazy?
Yeah, Super Crazy. But trying to remember here we go. Luchadors in WCW.
Vaguely looks familiar, but can't fully say I remember him though. I don't know why.
But like, yeah, the Luchadors. Like, I just remember a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of the things that Eric Bischoff did do well, was highlight the cruiserweights.
Absolutely.
And like, it was just, I can't remember all of them, but I know like a few of them was like Super Crazy, Psychosis, Rey Mysterio, of course, but like, it was just great.
Yeah.
Right.
But another good thing about this retirement thing, it's in Italy, so that means we can watch it early in the afternoon. Hey, works. Hey, that's like a 12 o'clock show for us.
Hey,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say you are right. When I was like, man, nobody want to watch it at like 2 o'clock. Then it was over at like 5, and I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with this.
Yeah,
I was like, I do not have to stay up late. I am okay
Yeah.
with this. So yeah,
We'll take it.
absolutely. Yeah. Anything else in it?
No, I mean, whenever the match happened, we will talk about it.
Absolutely.
And, we know he's already, he's going to the hall immediately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. You see Dennis Rodman got in.
I did see that.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Just waiting on Danhausen.
and Demolition finally got in.
Yeah.
They finally got in.
Yep.
Buried in the natural disasters, right?
Well, that's not really setting the
we had that talk
talk
last year about that. You were talking about that. They had one title.
Yeah. Not really setting the bar high
Yeah,
there.
nah.